Very good morning, friends. So today we'll discuss the hydropower engineering, energy resource, and planning and potentials. Now, power resources. The difference between the conventional and non-conventional energy sources are follows. Now, conventional energies is fossil fuel, CNG, coal, oil, natural gas are the examples of the conventional sources of energy. Now, the conventional sources of energy are non-renewable by the natural process. The resources are available in limited quantity. The conventional resource can also be classified as a commercial and non-commercial energy resources. Now, non-conventional sources of energy. In non-conventional sources of energy is solar energy, wind energy, bioenergy, hydro energy, tidal energy, ocean energy are examples of the non-conventional energy. Non-conventional energy is the renewable energy resources. Okay, non-conventional energy resources as a renewable energy. So non-conventional energy sources are the eco-friendly in nature. Non-conventional energy sources do not increase the pollution. Note that the conventional sources of energy are fossil fuel, CNG, coal, oil, natural gas. The conventional sources of the energy are non-renewable by the natural process and non-conventional sources of the energy that can continuously recycles by the natural process. These sources are also known as the alternative energy source. Non-conventional energy of the energy, conventional sources of the energy are alternative to the fossil fuel. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of hydropower? So, hydropower has been following advantage over the sources. So, first advantage, the hydropower has the perpetuals, never the ending source of energy, while the thermal power has a depletable fossil fuel sources. Besides, hydropower does not consume the water. Second advantages of the hydropower energy. The running cost of hydropower plants is very low compared to the thermal and nuclear plants. Now, third advantages of the hydropower. So, hydropower plant can be brought in the operations in few minutes, while the thermal and nuclear power plants lack this capability, particularly useful in the taking of short periods peak loads in the power grid systems. Now, fourth advantages of hydropower. So, efficiency of the hydropower system is very high, 90 to 95%, while the thermal power plant have low efficiency as a 40%. Now, hydropower is developed also provide the secondary benefits such as the recreation, fishing, floods control, where the storage is compensated. So, these are the advantages of the hydropower energy. Now, next is the preliminary and secondary energy. Now, these are the showing the preliminary sources of the energy. So, these are the coal, hydronuclears, natural gas, and petroleum. Now, the extraction, the open deep mines for the coal, then processing, then purifications, and then the energy streams in thermal. These are the secondary. Okay, so hydronuclear, the mining, now power stations and electricity will be generated. All are these are the sources of to generating the power. Now, primary energy sources are those the either found or stored in nature. The common primary sources are the coal, oil, natural gas, biomass such as wood. Other primary energy sources available include the nuclear energy from the radioactive substance, thermal energy stored in the earth interiors, the potential energy due to the earth gravity. The major primary and secondary sources shown in figure. Now, primary sources are costly converted in the industrial, utilizing to the secondary sources energy. Now, secondary sources energy. Now, primary sources are costly converted in the industrial, industrial utilizing to the secondary sources energy. Now, primary sources are costly converted in the industrial, utilizing to the secondary sources energy. Now, secondary sources energy. For examples, for the secondary energy sources, for the coal, oil, gas converted into the steam and electricity, primary energy can also be used directly. Some energy sources have non-energy use. For the example, coal or natural gas can be used as a feedstock in fertilizer plant. Now, disadvantages of hydropower electric developments or hydropower development. It is a cost capital investment. It is a capital investment, and therefore rate of returns is low. The now second point is the gestations periods is long. The period is low for the thermal power plants. Hydropower is depends on a natural flow of the stream, since it is very variable, dependable, or farm power is considerably low compared to the total capacity. So these are the three disadvantages of the hydropower development. Now energy scenario introductions. A physical activity in the world, whether they carried out the human being or by the nature, is caused due to flow of energy to none of from the other. The word energy itself that derives from the green or in agro, which means the in work or work content. The work output depends on the energy output input. The energy in one of the major input for the economic development of the country, any countries. In this case, the developing the countries, the energy sectors assume a critical importance in view of the ever increasing the energy needs, requiring the hung investments to meet them. The energy can classify into the several types based on the following criteria. So first is the primary and secondary energy. Second is the commercial and non-commercial energy. Third is the renewable and non-renewable energy. Fourth is the conventional and non-conventional energy. Now next point will be energy need for the growing the economy. It's very important every sectors growing to need the energy. Without energy will not be growing the industrial sectors, and economy will be increased. Now, economic growth is desirable for the developing the countries, and energy is essential for the economic growth. However, the relationship between the economics growth and increased energy demands is not always a straightforward linear one. For example, under the present conditions, 6% increase in the Indian gross domestic products would be imposed and increase the demands of the 9% of the energy sectors. In this context, the ratio of the energy demands to GDP is the gross demand products is useful to indicators. A high ratio reflects energy depends and a strong influence of energy on GDP growth. The development countries, by the focusing on the energy efficiency and lower energy intensive routes, maintain the energy to GDP ratio at values of less than 1. The ratio of the developing the countries are much higher. Now next point is the energy and environments. So its relation between the energy and environments. The using of the energy resources in industries leads to environment damage by the polluting the atmosphere. So few of the examples of the air pollutions are sulfur dioxide, CO2, nitrogen oxide, NOx, and carbon monoxide CO emission from the boilers and furnace, chlorofluorocarbons emission from the refrigerants used, etc. In chemical fertilizers industry, toxic gases are released. Cement plants and power plants spew out the particulate matter. The typical inputs, outputs, and emission for the typical industrial process are shown in figure. Now these are the figures shown the what will be processed for the energy environments. So energy will be enter energy, water, chemicals, raw materials will enter in the industrial process. So many gases should be produced for the outside of the environment. So environment will be damaged for this energy will be used, and the more is very harmful for your human lives and environments. So these are the figures on the output and input process of the energies and environment. Now next is the air pollution. A variety of the air pollution have known or the suspected. Now air pollution, a variety of air pollutions have known or suspected harmful effects on the human health and environments. These the air pollutions are basically the products of combustions from the fossil fuel use. The air pollution from the source may not only create the problems near to the sources but also can be cause problems far away. Air pollutants can travel long distance, chemically react in the atmosphere to produce the secondary pollutants such as acidic rain or ozone. So these are the air pollutions to harmful for the fossil fuel used in industries or energies. Now evolutionary trends in the pollution problems. Both the developments and rapidly industrialization countries, the major historic air pollution problems has typically been high levels smoke and SO2 arising from the combustions of the sulfur content fossil fuels such as the coal for domestic and industrial process. Now climate change. The human activity, particularly the combustions of fossil fuel, have made to blankets of the greenhouse gases, water vapors, carbon dioxide, methane, and ozone, etc. around the earth thicker. The resulting increase in global temperature is altering the complex webs of the systems that allow life to thrive on earth, such as the rainfall, wind patterns, ocean currents, and distributions of the plants and animal species. So these are the climate change of the energy used in the atmosphere. Now these are the greenhouse effects and carbon cycles. So this image will be identifying the process. So what are the greenhouse gases should be generated in the earth's surface. So these are the greenhouse concept. This is the solar radiation pass through the ocean atmosphere. Incoming the solar radiation 343 watts per meter square. Solar energy is absorbed by the earth's surface and warm and they converted into heat, causing the emergence long waves radiation back to the atmosphere. Some of the infrared radiations is the absorbed and re-emitted by the greenhouse gases molecules, the direct effects on the warming of the earth's surface and the atmosphere. Such a green more heats infrared radiations emerging again. So these are the greenhouse gases. Life on the earth is made possible by the energy from the sun, which arrive mainly in the form of the visible light. About the 30% of the sunlight is scattered back into the space by the outer atmosphere and the balance 70% of the reach earth surface, which reflect into the form of infrared radiations. Aspect of the slow moving the infrared radiations is delayed by the greenhouse gases. A thicker blankets of the greenhouse gases trap more infrared radiations and increase the earth's temperatures. So these are the greenhouse gases, explanation for the greenhouse gases. So thank you for this lectures. So another topic we'll discuss next lecture.